feathering. It's good luck. More from Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man. Is it? Yeah.
Everything's
as for options,
100% work. Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Welcome again. I've got the camera like this. See, I'm doing this. This is why I can read your comments for the next 40 minutes, half hour, 60 minutes. If you guys participate, these guys are going to stay on, but you can't see them yet. You don't know who I am with. The superpowers. The superpowers, folks. Reminder, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. This show works best when you participate, so please participate. Don't be shy. Any questions you have for Mark or Dirk, don't be shy. Fire them in. And we're going to go from here. I'm going to make sure that we are on YouTube first. Let me make sure before I introduce them. We are connected. It looks like we are on. Switch it over. Here we are.
Here we are.
Dirk, Mark, Bosmans-Leekens.
Yes.
Pronounced it right?
Correct. 100%.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are coming to Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions for this year. I welcome you. And for people who don't know you, don't know anything about you, maybe you've never heard your name.
It's possible. Huh?
Possible. The world's a big place, isn't it?
Of course. Yeah.
Dirk, a little rundown about you guys.
I'm Dirk Leekens. I'm 63 years old.
63?
63, so very young, and pigeon sport. Normally they are much older.
Yeah, you're pretty young, and you're still a young man.
Still a young man. And I'm racing starting 9 years old, 10 years old. My first membership in the KBDB was when I was 12. So last year I had a celebration. I had 50 years of pigeon member, so it's something already. Eh?
When you're 50 years in pigeon sports in this area, do they have a party for you?
They don't have party. They like to bury you, especially when you're good in the sport.
Good in the sport, yes. Wow. Okay. No, and this is, guys, this is why we are here. Yes, it might be a little buffery, is because the pigeon knowledge in this room is super, super high. Michael Peevler says hello. Michael Peevler says good morning. In North America, it is morning, but we're actually in afternoon. We just had pie, so we might actually fall asleep during this broadcast. Premier from the UK says, looking forward to seeing this loft tour. We have not seen in the past. No, this is new. Anik Gutien, you know Anik.
Who's that? Nick Gutien.
Yes, she says hello.
Hello.
She gives you the green clovers. I don't know. Do you guys like green clovers? I don't know. So you've been 50 years?
Yes, 50 years in the sport.
In the sport. Yeah. And you're 63 years old?
63, so a few years to go, and then we are finished. Or we can go like some old people. You can do this till you are 80 or 90 years when you are healthy, of course. Because pigeon sport is not so easy. It's sometimes very hard, and you have to do a lot of things to stay on top.
Well, in the 50 years that you played, you played in a, maybe we can say almost a golden generation, an evolution. How much different is it now to then?
It was so easier in the past. It was, you go to everybody raised pigeons that time, especially here in this area. They were all miners. Our dads were miners, or they worked on a mine, and they had that as a hobby. In each street, you have 50 houses, you have 40 pigeon lofts. have 40 pigeon lofts. So it went down from 100,000 to 15,000. And it's much more modern now, and you have to compete against so much good lofts with profis, a lot of profis already. Professionals, yes.
But would you not say back then, more pigeon men, better pigeons?
Of course, there were better pigeons because they are not there. They couldn't afford to have a lot of pigeons. They buy in the beginning of the year. They bought 25 rings as a youngster, and at the end of the year they still have 20, and they had to kill 10 because they have not only 10 boxes in their loft. But they didn't lose so many birds. There was no medicines. Nobody knew the medicines. There was not injections against paramic. And I think natural way, the best birds, they
rose to the top.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say maybe naturally back then the pigeons were better.
I think the pigeons were tougher.
You think they were faster or tougher?
Tougher. Because that time, if we raced from Orleans, it was 430 kilometers about a race. The prizes, they stayed open for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Now, after 20 minutes, you don't have a prize anymore. Then it's finished.
Next year's Bosmans-Leekens, they are first national winners.
Mm-hmm. We have 5 national winners. There they are.
And guys, I'm going to rotate the camera so you all can see. Let's see. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Sometimes when we do a live, it'll... Oh, it says it's connected. There we go. There they are. So those are the wins right there. 5 national wins. Let's bring that back over. Distances of your pigeons. What are you guys really specializing in?
Mark. Nationals, 4 Olympiad birds, a lot of first prizes in the semi-nationals. So till now, this year, in the beginning of the year, we sold all again. And again, all birds.
So it's incredible when you completely sell out. You start with those late breds. Most people would say, "Geez, you may never come back to the top again."
Yeah, it's possible, but it was
right from the word go. They continued where they left off, and it was like never a backward step.
Yeah. We had those 50 birds, those 25 pairs, and we bought a few from Dirk van Dijk again, the new ones from Prosrose and from the same families we had, and we built it up again, and then it stays growing up. It was always better.
Results. And now again, you've sold.
We sold in the beginning of the year. We sold all the old birds older than 22, from 2013 till 22. So everything. We only kept the young birds from 2023. So, but we had the luck to have some pumpers, and we had around 200 youngsters from 2023. We put directly 53 young birds direct from the boxes from our best. A few pairs from each box. So we have from each box we have 6 or 8 birds, some 9, and we put in the aviary as breeders. These are the new breeders. We show you directly, but we have a nice selection of young breeders, and we raised about 140 young birds. And now after the season we have 80 left, but all well trained and all minimum 12 times in the races. Some of them had 4 national races, some of them had non-national races, but a lot of middle distance races. So a new team from 80 yearlings, but with experience.
And that's what you're going to fly with this year. And the 80 yearlings, again, like Dirk said, they've all been tested out, 12 races. Some of them had 4. Welcome back. Hold on. Welcome back. There you go. I was. So let me rotate the camera back over here. This must be a haunt. Is this a haunted area?
Yeah.
So now you're going to fly 80 yearlings, and you guys fly cocks and hens. No.
We have 36 cocks for next year and 44 hens for next year.
And no difference. They're both the same.
It's the same.
Good pigeons are good pigeons.
Brothers and sisters, and cousins from each other. So it's a family of birds. We don't know for sure which one is the best, but this will be for fun, these 80 yearlings. But now we are going to concentrate for the next season for the breeding. I'm already busy with selecting the birds from the pairs. I look at the pedigrees, that they are not too close to each other. We have 4 basic, and also a loft of speed birds we bought, but these ones stay together. They are not coming into our birds. So we're going to make for sure that these to each other, not 5, 6 generations farther. You always come back to Looky Look and to triple A's, the Olympic triple. You come in 5, 6, but that's not a problem anymore. But I don't like to put brother against sister or half brother against half. I don't like that.
So you never do it?
No. Fresh bloodlines to each other.
Okay. And it's interesting. You said you have some new speed pigeons, but you're not going to even bring them into your farm.
No. We keep them together.
And that's okay. We've got the coffee going. It's these shows today, guys.
It's live,
This is what we do. Michael Peeler asks, how did they become pigeon partners?
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
We know each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I think from the 80s already.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark was racing here, I was racing in us, another kind part of the province. But this Mark has a perfect place to raise these birds, and he raised long distance. And I don't like long distance anymore because you lose so many good birds in the long distance, and I don't like it. And it's international. In '92, I was also a champion.
After 5 years,
They're all gone. Or I race it long distance overnight, Barcelona.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how
Yes.
you basically got
So that's how you basically got
So
discouraged.
you said,
Yeah.
"The hell with this. We're sticking with middle distance,
Middle distance,
and
yeah.
greater middle distance, and that's good for you guys. Out to 800."
Go again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch that over like this, and this is it never happens, but sometimes it does. I'm gonna go like this. We're gonna shut that off. We're sticking with. Hold on, middle distance.
Middle distance.
There we go. Hold on. And greater. Hold on, folks. Give me a minute. Probably in the kitchen was the best spot. Anyways, now we won't have the problem. I think in here, badly buffering. Hey, sometimes it's going to buffer. It all depends where we are. Do they still have the family of the Grizzle pigeons?
Of course, yes. He's holding one in his hand.
Who is this one, Mark?
This is a granddaughter of Miss Limburg.
Grandson,
A grandson
of Miss,
Miss
grandson of Lucky Luke. No, grandson Lucky Luke. It's from born out of a brother from or a sister from Miss Limburg. I don't know for sure because I didn't see the ring. But the Grizzles are all coming from the Lucky Luke family. The Lucky Luke is a Grizzle one.
What a beauty, eh? It's almost like a checker grizzle, eh?
Yeah.
And how would you describe the body structure, the build of your pigeons?
This is
The vent, yeah?
yeah,
Good
the
vent
vent,
bones?
Yeah, vent bones. Yeah.
small size.
Yeah, look at the back, super strong, very balanced. Your pigeons. I know the pigeons that we selected for the auction, the quality, and one thing I liked about Mark and Dirk, they said they had the basket. We look, if you don't like them, it's okay, but you already know because I know the way you guys are. I know how you think. Quality is number one. Is the quality.
Listen, when we select something for sale, it will be always. When I ask Mark the question, do you like to buy it for yourself?
Oh, thank you, God! I could give you a kiss.
No.
You get it right there.
And then if you said no, we don't sell it.
That's right. You want to be able to buy it.
That's normal. Eh? If I take a pigeon in my hand and I don't like it, I don't want to sell it as well to somebody else. Eh?
No.
We are not the so big sellers. Eh? We don't sell so many birds in a year. Eh? We sell some to exist. You understand? And okay, afterwards you can say, yeah, but you have so many good birds. They are. But listen, this is for us. It's still a sport. We don't need to survive those sales from the birds. So, but okay, when something comes our way, national winner, and then a crazy guy, they pay us a lot of money. Okay, you let it go. But we didn't let it go till beginning of the year. Somebody said, "I want to have them all," so we sold them.
And guys, they stand behind the quality. And you hear, as Dirk says, would you like to buy it yourself? If you guys were selling, and that's the right way to look at it. You want to buy it back. You want to be able to have that super quality. Hold on here. Michael Peevler asks, how do they feel about one loft racing?
We don't do one loft racing anymore.
No.
I saw so many things in the one loft races. I visited China so many times. I saw how it works. I said, no, we don't throw our money away. But listen, they are not all the same. There are super one loft races, honest one loft races, but there are also not honest one loft races. And we have 20 national races for our birds in a season. Why should we give our best birds to the one loft races if we have 20 national races to race, starting from 500 kilometer till 800 kilometer? Then you say, okay, we want to compete in a one loft race, and we send a few the rest of the birds we send to the one loft. You cannot win with that. Then you have to do it like my Gaines. Go only to one loft races and put your best birds in one loft races. Then you can win and then you can survive maybe. But that's a different world, one loft racing. I think I cannot say for somebody who likes the one loft races, but it's a complete different world. We race in our own country. We have perfect races. Why should we go to one loft races with all our best birds? We are doing this kind of races, the national races in Belgium.
Makes sense.
That's my
Well, this is
opinion. We also competed once. I won the first South African one loft race that time. It was in 1993. Most of the people didn't know anything about one loft races. I sent one to South Africa and I won that time €20,000. That was a lot of money. We won the first one. Afterwards, we didn't compete almost not anymore, just for fun or just to go on holiday with our wives. And then we go to Portugal, stay there for a week, and we enter the one loft race just to be there. But you can also go there without entering birds.
a gentleman from Malta says, Bosmans-Leekens, pigeons are super great results here in Malta. Week in, you guys believe in eye sign on pigeons?
I don't look at eyes and mark as well, but I like a good colored eye. That's what I like. That's what I like. But this is complete different family as the Grizzle one. The Grizzle one has the Belgian flag in the eye. It's yellow, black, and red. And this one is a dark eye. But I also like the red, white eyes. But I like a nice eye and how the birds look at you with that eye.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be a good living eye. But an eye sign. Sometimes I see some people also. Maybe I'm too honest for this interview, and they are looking with the
glass.
With the glasses in the eye.
They're the jewelers, aren't they?
Looking like that, and I said, you must use that glass to look at your results.
Mm-hmm.
I said they are not so good, so it's no use. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, no
you
problem.
Just shit on me.
No problem.
Partnership. You see how it works?
Yes, shit on me.
That's okay. So
that's because I told that thing. It's karma. It's, somebody from above. He said I was one.
They're coming back to get you. Premier League says I can see they have very soft feathers. Do you believe in super soft feathers?
That's one of the most important things.
One of the most important.
The pigeon, when you take it, when you don't keep it in your hands, it falls out of your hands. So soft.
So soft, so slippery, and you can tell. Yes, I've handled these pigeons. They are a 10 in the hand, soft, silky feather. You can see when Mark was holding the Grizzle, even the.
This is the other family, the national family. It's born out of two national winners. The mother won first national. From Chateauroux, more than 10,000 birds, and the father won first national Guiret 600 kilometer from 13,000 birds. These are children direct from that pair, and they are already some brothers and sisters. They were doing very well. So in the next generation, so I'm happy with that.
Hey, the quality here, guys, is 10 plus. One Loft Racing says I've seen stud books of Bosmans-Leekens pigeons in China and in Taiwan. Yeah, your pigeons.
Just in China, most of and in Taiwan, we went already in the late 80s. We went already to Taiwan, first to Taiwan, and they bought a lot of birds. But once they are there, you don't hear about them anymore. Till you visit again Taiwan, then you see those birds are really successful. Because I was once at Langfang, and there were flags with Looky Look on the stand. They were selling these grizzles with my Looky Look. So this family, but you never hear from them by email or things like that. But we sold some good birds, some young birds, most of the time young birds to China. But also most of the birds went to China and to Taiwan, and of course they are good with them, or else they don't show it anymore. But okay.
And I'm going to say, the birds that the people from China and Taiwan bought when you sold out, those birds had to be super good, because you kept 50 late breds from those birds, and you rebuilt the whole army again, and now you're kicking ass with pigeons from all of that.
Offspring from these same families that we go to move on with these birds, and it's also a challenge for us. But also, when they must be good with those birds because or else one customer don't want to buy all your loft. They must be very good with those birds. You know what's going on in China on these one loft races. It's for massive money. They play. So they must be good with them. But okay, that's not my business anymore. They have the good birds now. It's up to them to race with them. We are going farther with the offsprings.
Right. And One Loft Racing, what do they say here? That's the guy's his name. He says, anyone that likes eye sign will like Bosmans-Leekens pigeons. Their eyes are full of color. He's been studying your books. You see this guy. This guy knows what's going on. David Tracy from the United States says, do they feed any different for race that calls for rain along the course or a tougher day?
But we always give the same program. We follow the program from Van Robijs, the relax, the dynamic, and the revolution food from Van Robijs. We don't use normally anything else, and we follow the program from our vets. Vitamins we don't need to give anymore because in the revolution there's a pallet with vitamins and everything inside. But I think it's very important when you know it's going to be a hard race, you give them some extra fat food. Instead of give 2 days heavy food, you give 3 or 4 days, or you give the whole week some fat food, because that's the first thing. It's the sugar they burn, then it's the fat they burn, and at the last it's the muscles they burn.
And we don't want them to burn the muscles.
No, but they can be a little bit fat. That's not a problem because they are well trained. But when we go to the nationals, they are, for sure they have everything with them.
Okay, yeah, and you guys use the Van Robijs feed. Yes. You're on the Revolution mix.
Yeah.
Again, Guy, you're at the booth of Van Robijs. You speak about the feed. In your years of growing up through 50 years of feeding pigeons, how much has the feed changed?
Everything has changed. The food now in the 70s there was only some corn with some maize inside, and there was dufki, that was that time bosmolen. They come with some pies and beans and maize and small seeds, and the food is only getting smaller in the years. Before it was all big maize,
yes,
big beans, big peas, everything big. Now everything is very small, and then small maize and red maize and things like that. It's much more professional now, everything. But that time the food was the same, and you go to the race with the food, and you bring up the youngsters with the food with the same bag.
So it's an evolution.
It's with everything. It's in the sport.
Yeah.
Now the sportsmen, they have a special advisor with them all the time what they can eat. They feed them with the spoon.
Guys, I was here and you'd be the one feeding you, because we could eat a half a pie, no problem. We're actually wanting to hurry up and get off here because there's only 2 slices of pie left. I know.
If you eat already 6, you didn't say that. You didn't mention it.
If I ate 6, yeah, we all had 6. That's right. I'm gonna see here if there's more questions coming in. Let's see. So eye sign, you want to make sure that they're nice and bright. You're using the Van Robijs Revolution feed. What makes your pigeons? Well, we talked about this earlier. You were looking on another site because this man has such confidence. You guys, I mean, the pair of you, you want to buy that bird that's been bred. You want to buy the children back, to bring it back to your family. The confidence in your pigeons is unbelievable. I can feel it right from you. What makes these pigeons so good for so long? And I mean, because you think about it, when you sell everything out, I know you have the children, but wow, you got to climb. You're going to climb the mountain here again.
That's the nicest thing. Once you reach the top, you go down most of the time. But you try and stay above, and you can only do that also. This is young blood again. These are young birds, young blood, and we bring new blood from abroad, from good lofts. We bought 3 or 4 top birds from top lofts. We bring them slowly into our pedigrees. That we breed them back the same families. You can see in the pedigrees, it's all coming back to the same. If I look my computer, I can go till 1958. The oldest breeders from our family of birds. So I can look at always. You can see it always coming back, and especially the grizzles. You can see the color follows the bloodline. Once from a grizzle bird, you have a blue or a checker. From those birds, you cannot breed a grizzle anymore. So you have to be careful that you, if you want to keep that bloodline, that you still need those grizzles to keep that bloodline. Also, this black color is coming from Theo Gilbert. And that's the basic from Jos Verkamme. He's a top racer in Belgium. Also the black ones from Von Slaats. And we bought that bird that time, the grandmother from this bird, the grandmother. It was a black bird. And it's still coming back, those black colors. And that means you still, when you see the pedigree, that it's still that bloodline from these blackbirds. So these blackbirds and these grizzle birds are now the 2 most important bloodlines of the family, plus the Olympic triple. That was a blue one. It was an Olympiade bird, and it was a fantastic bird bred by Etienne Stasse and raised by Etienne Stasse. But it was on the east side of the province, and it won first 3 times in a row with different kinds of weather, the fastest of the province. And that time I bought that bird from Etienne Stasse, brought that bird in, and bred together with the Lucky Luke offspring. We bred a fantastic breeding loft. So 4 or 5 lines plus Prost Rosen birds, they are still fantastic.
You're hearing it right there from Dirk. Herman says it must be very hard where they live to win national races.
It's not a good part of Belgium, this one. This is the east side of Belgium. But let's say when we have a west wind or southwest wind, we can win. When we have an east wind, it's for the Flanders. It's divided. So it's also a nice thing to have different winners. When every week, it was here in Limburg or in the Flanders, a lot of people will stop racing nationals. It depends also on the weather. If the weather is any good for us, we are also we can win that race. We can. It's not for sure you can win that race, but okay, 5 nationals in 11 years. It's not so bad. 5 big nationals against the best, against the young birds. The national race from Châteauroux, the last national race of the year for the young birds. That's one of the most important race for the juniors. We won it. We also won the Guiret, the most important race for the yearlings. We won it. But you have to have a little bit luck with the weather.
Oh yeah. When it's time for you to win, you got to be there, and you got to have everything has to fall apart. One Loft Racing asked this question: I would like to know the preparation of the breeders before breeding. Also, any tips on rearing young birds?
You must be sure that they're 100% healthy. They are 100% healthy, except they have to have next week their vaccination against. Sunday we do the vaccination against paratyphus. It's very important. Paramyxil, of course, you do that. But paratyphus, be sure of those birds must be 100%. Go before the breeding. Go to the vet. Do a complete checkup.
Okay, and for people who and this is another. I got to throw this out. In a lot of countries, they don't have pigeon vets, which is one thing you guys have, which is very nice. If they don't have pigeon vets, how would you do it if you didn't have pigeon vets?
You make sure that they are clean before you go give those injections. You give something against paratyphus. You can give Bitrol, or you can give Dicorol, or you can give Parastop. These things, it's the same. You have to give a whole week, so you're sure in the middle of the molting that they are free from these bacteria. You give them an injection against paratyphus. Then you make sure that they don't have trichomonas. We don't use any medicines for trichomonas. We use the yellow drops. We put it on the food for 2 days. They are free from tricho. It's the basic from every disease is trichomonas. And then you give good food, good vitamins that time, because it's necessary after other vitamins to the birds.
Okay. So pretty much that's it. And you treat and vaccinate the pigeons when they're in the molt.
Yeah, in the mold.
That's important.
Because then they are weakest. And then the bacteria coming up when they are weakest, they have no defense because you saw one bird. They have no tail anymore, no feathers anymore. It looks like a chicken, but they are in the middle of the mold. It's very hard for those birds. They need the good food, the vitamins. They need everything. So be sure that they are not sick during the molting time. Then the paratyphus will come. You don't see it. It's a, how do you say?
It lingers.
Yeah.
Yes. I get it. It's in the back. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie Ortiz asked this question: do they prefer young birds or old birds races, and why?
No, we prefer most of the time. We are no specialists with young birds. I told you before. We are racing with the yearlings and the old birds, and we are. When the yearlings and old birds season is finished, we can focus on the young birds, and the young birds go to the nationals because they have a lot. They build up a lot of experience. When they have 4 national races, and you enter them as a young bird, you may be sure the ones who survive, they know where they live, because it's Belgium. It's very it's wide. It's 350-kilometer wide. We do the national races. Okay, America maybe it's 1,000 kilometer. I don't know, but we race 350-kilometer wide. So it depends on the wind. When you have east wind, they go the Flanders. They have to come from the Flanders back. If they are there, they are. It's not the good directions. They have to fly alone.
And there's thousands and thousands of pigeons.
From 20,000 to 40,000 youngsters in the race.
That's right. So, and if the wind's not right, they go all to the wrong side with all those pigeons.
Yeah.
So they all have to work. They all have to use stuff between their ears to get back. Premier League asks, do they use a lot of grit and minerals for the breeding?
We use those mix.
The grit mix.
Grit mix from Robi's.
Grit mix from Ran Robi's.
It's a bucket. How do you say?
Yeah. The bucket. That's right. The super grit there they have. Also, another thing we talked about, you use the Revolution feed for racing, and it has the nice pellets. And I thought, and when you guys see the loft tour, we get a little more into it. But with the breeders, you don't use the pellets.
No, because it's a super food. If you can use that, and if you feed 3-4 times a day, you can use it because they've finished everything. But I told you before, we are lazy fanciers. We use those. How do you say? Full 20 kilo inside, and they can take whatever they like. But if you put in the Revolution, they leave the pellets and they take all the other rest. So that's not the meaning of Revolution. Revolution, that food, that inside pellet, that's everything inside the koolhydrate. How do you call it? Koolhydrate? I don't know. Vitamins, everything.
Yes.
Inside.
In the pellet.
They have to eat that, of course. If they leave it there, then we don't give extra vitamins to the birds anymore. But to give to the racers and to the youngsters, they eat everything. But the breeders, if you breed you give too much food, they let the pellets. They don't eat the pellets.
You're hearing it right from Dirk himself. Ralph says, Mr. Bosmans-Leekens, top icons, greetings from Poland, great pigeon lines, Speedo, or Speedy? Speedy from Robert Leach. Lech. Okay, there you go. See, people are tuning in here. Constantine says, hello. What schemes does it use to help the... What is this? What schemes does it use to keep the lines? What schemes do you use to keep the lines?
For the scheme? How do you keep the bloodlines? You must look at the pedigrees. When you coupling your birds, you must study your pedigrees. So those lines go together. You understand? Not go to the loft. That's a nice blue one, and that's a nice Grizzle hen. And put them together. No, it can be that they are cousin and nephew or uncle and nephew. Understand? And neat. You must be sure that you have different lines, and that's why we keep those lines together, or not separate, but we keep them. For racing, we put them together, those two lines, not the same families together.
Okay. David Tracy from the United States says, what do they give? What day do they give yellow drops between races?
Day from basketing.
So
In the morning,
if you basket on Thursday,
we Thursday morning we give the yellow
one
drop
drop in the back.
in the mouth.
Yeah, in the mouth.
And when they come home,
No,
No.
only one in the beak.
only one in the beak.
Yeah.
So if you basket on Friday, it's in Friday. If it's Thursday, it's Thursday.
So we handle them all. We see what the condition is in the morning, right? And even then, when you go at night and they were together, it's even more different.
Mm-hmm.
The condition.
To come up.
Yeah.
Michael Peevler says, any oils or powders on the feed?
We give that oil every day. It's Coles oil.
Yeah.
Coles oil.
Coles oil.
No,
Yes.
it's a small corn. It's black small corn.
Black one, and they press it.
It's like a corn oil. Is that sort of what it is?
They have it now also in the
health food shops,
but also in the big shops, in the, how do you say, the mall. They have it. But it's a cold seed. They know the cold seed oil.
Gold seed oil. Okay. Your friend Chris Clarebot says, hello, my friends from Limburg. Chris says hello.
Chris was the best this year.
Chris was the best, eh?
Yeah.
He did pretty damn good.
Yeah, next celebration from KBDB, we don't have to pay anything anymore. He's going to pay for everything.
All right. Well, Chris, you're going to be buying everything. Just to let you know, it's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Nuno says, hi from Portugal. During the racing season, at least 2 or 3 meals before basketing, do they supplement with extra seeds, candies, peanuts, etc.?
Yes, but no peanuts anymore.
Why not?
Yeah, I cannot explain it. I looked at a study for peanuts, and it takes at least when you give the peanuts and they have to do a hard race, you need more than for sure 48 hours because
to digest
it has
it.
to be, yeah.
But so I think what you're saying, and you're saying is if you were to race on Saturday and you feed them peanuts on Friday, they're not going to get the energy from the peanuts till Sunday, Monday.
No, it's
too late.
And it works against the body if
Okay.
it's too close. There's something inside I read that study, but you can also give the fat food. We have the fat food. You have it from Bayers, you have it from Brazil, you have it from Robijs. And this fat food is more than strong enough. You don't need peanuts. And even in the peanuts, when they're not good anymore, it's fungus, how do you say? And then the birds will be sick from it. No, we don't do it anymore. It's finished. We use those pastry from the bakery, the peanuts as well. They are good, but we don't do it anymore. It's too much work, and we don't need it anymore. They only eat the peanuts at the end.
No, who would? Don't you love peanuts at the end?
But you have to eat the rest as well.
Okay. Good answer to the question. Good question. Herman says, what's the name of the paratyphoid vaccine they give?
We use the one from our vet.
Okay.
Normally, it's one we use it from vet Vincent Schroeder, and we also use the ones used from the other vet. Our other vet is Ferdy van der Zande, and he used the one from Natural. The same injection they use at Naturals. They also he also used those vaccines. That's a special vaccine made for Natural because it's for 7 kinds of paratyphus.
Huh. Good answer on that one. One Love Racing says, he asked this question: did the first Youngbird National 2020, 15,000 pigeons, stay in Europe or go to China?
2020. First National went also to China, of course. Every bird, including 22, went to China.
Every bird, including 22,
went to
China.
That's direct child from First National. Chateauroux with First National Guret. Bust.
Super. So 2 First Nationals together.
Yeah. It's a national pair.
And now you're breeding.
We're going to breed from these birds. We have, I think, 8 from this pair.
8.
8 from the parents from OT, some from bear number 1, we call it, and from this pair we have 8 as well.
Okay.
So if that's not good enough, you will not succeed. If you have 8 from the best pair,
It's going to go back to these. There's going to be
I
more
hope
here.
so.
In about 3 years' time, they're going to be going all along and over and around.
It's not so easy.
You could turn those into belt buckles, you know that, eh?
There are more lofts, eh? Ask Chris Clairbaud, he will teach
Oh,
you how to
Chris
race.
Clairbaught's laughing, and he says, yeah, he says he's going to pick up the whole tab for the evening.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Michael Peevler wants to know, do you guys give any vegetables to your pigeons?
Of course, you saw that. We give the green cola.
The coal, or they give the kale, the green kale.
The kale, yeah.
You'll
2 times a week.
2 times in a week in the off season.
Yeah.
Never during the racing season. Have you ever thought about trying it in the racing season?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you're using the Revolution.
The toxins, they go against you. So it needs to get out of the fat must stay into the body, but the toxins must go out. But it's too complicated. I don't do it anymore because we have to put it in the
Fridge.
Microwave. Before, always we did it
Oh.
a minute in the microwave. But even then, the toxins are not out. The fungi is out, but not the toxins with the microwave. So I think it's too complicated. We don't do it anymore. We give the fat food. It's special selected for birds. Make it easy on yourself. Eh?
Okay.
Those companies, they do nothing else than look what is the best for the birds. Eh?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you go to the Van Roby's the warehouse there, and you see what's going on, this is a science.
Yeah, they are specialists also at Bayers and Brazil. They are real specialists. Natural also. These foods is the best from the best. Eh? They cannot allow to give bad things to the fanciers. Eh? They will lose everybody as a customer.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. So again, you've gotten away from all the peanuts, stuff like that. And I think in the tour, you guys will see in the video that we do, you guys keep it very, very simple.
You need to keep it simple. And also, in the beginning, I told Mark, listen, Mark, he didn't understand the way of feeding. Eh? He was very different than feeding. He said, Mark, we have to give the best food to the birds and the strongest food. And you go to the long distance, they need a lot of energy. They need the best grains. They need the best corn. Don't save €5 on a 20 kilo sack from. Save €5 when you're drinking beers. That's true. Eh?
It's a common sense.
Yeah, and that I can understand that when you have not so much money, but zet hem even weg. Scheet hem vol. Yeah, dat hij ook nog even zei. No, but don't save food. Don't do that. Save at other things. You can save on the vitamins. They cost so much money. That's full when you go to the store of vitamins. And then they take a cheap bag of food, €12 for 25 kilo. That's the cheapest this moment. And then they take a bottle of €15 vitamins, small bottle, €25 or €30. With that €30, you can buy better food. There's a lot of vitamins inside.
So again, it's a little bit of common sense. But I think people have to learn that, and most of the time you learn it the hard way, wouldn't you say?
It's the best way. These are athletes, they don't need bad food.
Yeah, what you put in is what you're going to get out. And you see the cocks are ready to go, super healthy, and I think it all makes sense. Try and turn as many stones over as possible, so less problems. Bringing in new birds, how long will you give them to produce?
After 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, not more.
Do you prefer to bring in cocks or hens?
I like to prefer the cocks, but now I'm bidding on a hen because we are short of hens. You understand?
Okay. Yeah.
But I prefer the cocks because you can put a lot of hens to them. Every 8 days you have new eggs. Every 8 days you give them another hen, and you can from a cock you can easy natural way you can easy bred 30 youngsters in a year. every week another hen, every 10 days another hen. They could come from our Olympic triple. I think we had 32 in a year, youngsters, and we put them all in the breeding loft. So it's much more easy with a cock. And hen, okay, Willem de Bruin, he does it all the time. He starts breeding now, and he let those hens 6 times after another. Let them lay eggs. So the eggs, he takes them away. Another egg. He said that's also very clever for him, but you have to have a lot of pumpers. And he said you have to take the eggs, a lot of eggs in the best years, but once they are old, you don't. What can you do with them? When you do it natural way, it's 4 or 5 nests in a year. When you do it this way, you have directly 12 youngsters to raise with them and then you know directly what's the good breeding hen after 2-3 years.
Okay. Ralph says, what do they think about supplements for pigeons? Are they so important? Is it better to use only those maintaining health and rebuilding rather than energy supplements before a flight? That's a difficult question. Well, let's do one part at a time. Let's try it this way. What do they think about supplements for pigeons?
Supplements always good, especially when they come back. You have to give some because they need to build up the energy again. But you have to do you need the correct. Like I said, when you go to the store, there are 500 kinds of not medicines, but supplements for birds. When you go to Mosaic, it's all store full of stuff. What do you need to use?
Basically, and I think this is what I say, when you go in there and you look, you could come out of there with everything. And if you had to put it in the water, let's say everything had to go in the water, and you followed the instructions of everything, and you put everything in the water, there would be no room for water. It would just be supplements.
No, but we follow the advice from our vet. You don't need so many things. But if you follow one program, you don't have so many things.
When you come back from race, then we give dark conditioner on the food and hype in the water.
Hype in the water from the Van Robies. That's right. This is a question we get every time from this gentleman. I'm going to ask it again. Hey Ryan, they have in their pigeon family birds from Van Denenbrand brothers. I showed
the brothers.
Yeah, you have from herpes, etc. Transfers immunity against the young birds. Do the breeders get the herpes virus vaccine?
No. The young birds, yes. But that's like how do you say chickenpox? Once you you don't receive them. Also the pox. Once you are with the not with the injection with the brush.
You so pull the feathers so it bleeds. Paint it on.
Get a white spot there.
Yeah.
Once there, but they don't receive any pox anymore. I didn't see it. Always we do it with the brush. With the injection, you can have another time pox.
Well, Neil has a good question for you. Can you be competitive flying a small team, 12 cocks, 12 hens, 30 young birds?
Yes, you can. We have most of the time we had only about 60 yearling and all bird hens, and that's what we are raising with a few years ago, and one lot from 12 cocks, but we only selected the hens. But you can also only have 30 hens and have a fantastic team.
Right.
It's possible. But with 30 young birds, that's too less in these times. 50 years ago, you can do that. Then you have at the end of the season, you still have 25. But now, I don't know, is it coming to the vaccinations, through the vaccinations that you lose so many young birds? I don't know why. And sometimes, because I think we breed too many youngsters as well. From every bird sometimes. And
Yeah. I get it. Okay. Ryan Stewart says, would you eliminate young birds that do not handle well, or you let the basket do the test? Basket. So there's three people in this relationship. There's the third one right there, the basket. Premier League says, have yearling hens first year of breeding bred some of the best young bird racers? Have your
maybe yearling hens in the breeding loft? Yes, it's possible because it's fresh blood. but we never take youngsters from our yearling hens.
Never.
Our breeding hens, at the end of the year, sometimes we have a few because we put them together after the bush, and then we race on youngsters on the natural position on youngsters. And these youngsters normally we give for gifts to the clubs and things like that. But we don't use them for ourselves. Those late youngsters, a few. We just need a few. The rest we don't bring because they don't. We are racing on those youngsters. We are not trying to breed youngster for breeding or for to sell. No. That's just for racing at these youngsters.
Okay.
We pump. You know what I mean? Eh?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Michael Piefler asked, breeding off the old bird team before training or racing? No, never.
Once they are good enough to go to the breeding loft, they go to the box. The best of the best go only to the breeding loft, and the rest we use the family. But the best racers, cocks and hens, go after 2-3 years to the breeding loft. That's how we did it the last 11 years. And these boxes were all national winners or Olympic pigeons.
So yeah, the pigeons have to earn their way to breeding.
Yeah.
It's just you don't just breed for breeding. There has to be a reason why you're breeding.
We are also breeding from the sister or the brother because we want to look for more young birds, more from the same family. And at once you see that the sister also is doing. We have 6 sisters, Olympic Nina, and then that's 022, 021, no, 1, 2, 026, 27, 28, 29. The 21, not good, but super racer. 22, not good, but super racer. 26, also provincial winner, but not good in the breeding. 27, Olympiade bird, top in the breeding. Mm-hmm. And 28, another sister. We have 6 sisters, very top in the race, not good in the breeding, but 29, that's the best in the breeding.
The last one, the one that you don't have a finger for, was that one good in racing as well?
That was good in racing as well.
So
there were 6 sisters, and they were all 6 good in racing. They all won national top, and they all won provincial top. One had a provincial title, one had a provincial winning, one had a national winning, one had an Olympic title. So from 6 sisters, but only 2 are good in the breeding, and the rest, so.
But not like the other 2. The other 2 just breed.
Yeah. Top Nina, Olympic Nina, and 029, the sister, full sisters. They were.
Well, hey, you know what? I don't want to take up any more of your time because I know we're getting short on time. This was a great interview. We had a little buffering screw up there at the start, but don't worry, we worked through that. Yes, guys, they will be coming to Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, especially Valentine's, a super special pair. I want to thank you for taking the time for me today and for our audience. Again, I will see you at the Golden 10. You're the auctioneer, so yes. I'm going to watch you in action. Will it be a good event?
It's always a good event, and I invite everybody to look at. If you do it live, you have the chance of your life to purchase the best pigeons, because that's where every agent in the world will be there to buy those pigeons. You understand? Because they're the best chance. They give their bst 8 pigeons because they don't want to lose their face. Of course, they have to give from their very, very best. And in the last 10 years, there were a lot of people very successful with these birds, this offering of these birds. We see that the males coming in. Of course, China is a little bit, but some of them go to China, but all over the world they buy these birds. But you can watch online, and you can always call to the gentleman here and said, make an offer from me, and I will take your offer.
Yes, we will be there. And again, thank you again. Great loft tour. You guys are gonna like it. I think in another 5, 6, 7 years, you'll be back again right at the top. I mean, you'll be at top this year coming. Best of luck this season.
Yeah, thank you.
And enjoy those pigeons, eh? And you have another 50 years of pigeon keeping to go.
That's too much.
It's never too much.
And another 15, it's okay. But everybody take care. Enjoy the pigeon sport. That's the most important thing. And keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
With good birds.
With good birds. Yeah. And let the basket help you out.
Yeah, that's true.
And don't use all the vitamins on the shelf.
No, it's not useful.
All right, guys. That, I think, is going to be our wrap for that. Sorry about the buffering at the start, but hey, good things come to those who wait. This will be a great loft tour. The 2 for Valentine's are going to blow your socks off. Is there a Grizzle in that? I'm not going to say anything. You'll have to wait and see. I'm Ryan for this Elite Pigeon Auctions. Bosmans-Leekens. That was excellent. Thanks for flying with me, guys. We'll see you later on this evening. Bye for now.